Greetings from New York, and congratulations to the National Observatory for Children's Rights and Her Royal Highness Princess Lala Merriam for organizing the Morocco Forum for Adolescent and Youth Human Rights in partnership, along with the United Nations Population Fund. And thank you so much for inviting me to deliver these remarks to the forum. Just 3 weeks ago, I was in beautiful Marrakesh to attend the COP22 meeting on climate change. And during my visit, I met leaders of countries, industry, civil society, and the scientific community. My message to them was that we must all act urgently to save our planet from the catastrophic effects of climate change. As you know, these effects are already being felt across our world, with millions of people suffering from the effects of extreme weather events, including loss of life, homes, infrastructure, livelihoods, and food security. As I spoke with leaders in Marrakesh, I urged them to see climate action as an essential part of our global efforts to transform our world for a sustainable future through the universal master plan of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. If the global goals of the Sustainable Development Agenda are implemented urgently and effectively, we'll create a future where extreme poverty is eliminated, the environment is protected, and the rights of women and girls are secured, and where the aspirations of all young people can be achieved in peaceful and inclusive societies. While I was in Morocco, I also had the chance to meet with around 500 students at Qazi Ayad University and to talk to them about the importance of sustainable development. I left this discussion inspired by their level of knowledge, their activism, and their commitment to the Sustainable Development Goals. Wherever I talk to youth around the world on these matters, I feel this same sense of commitment. In the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda, world leaders have set a timeline of 14 more years for the international community to transform our world and secure humanity's place on this planet. In today's world, there is no greater moral imperative for humankind. It is for this reason that I have made the principal objective of this session of the United Nations General Assembly to drive a universal push for meaningful progress in implementing all 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Young people are fundamental to these efforts. As the inheritors of our Earth, you stand to gain the most by the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. It is therefore vital that all 1.2 billion adolescents across our world, most of whom are in developing countries, are empowered and provided the skills and the opportunities to drive the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. As a first step, I've already written to all heads of government urging them to include the SDGs on the education curricula of all schools throughout the world. This will help to broaden the message of the 2030 Agenda so that all young people understand their rights and responsibilities under the SDGs and can serve as agents of change for sustainable development. Initiatives such as the Morocco Forum are critical to the work of empowering young people by building networks and facilitating policy dialogue and galvanizing momentum in support of youth-led civil society. World leaders recognize that young people must be front and center in sustainable development efforts when they said in the 2030 Agenda, and I quote, "It lies in the hands of today's younger generation who will pass the torch to future generations," unquote. I therefore leave each and every one of you with a simple call to action. Join us in driving forward the implementation of the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda. Be voices that amplify the message of the SDGs across our world. Be educators who share with others your knowledge of the importance of the SDGs. Be motivators and examples to your families and your friends and communities of what sustainable living embodies. Very importantly, reward socially and environmentally conscious companies in your consumer choices. And be active citizens who demand urgent and responsible sustainable development from those around you. Your efforts will help to create a safe, just, equitable, and prosperous world for young people everywhere. Do this for yourselves, for the children, and for the generations to come. I thank you for this opportunity to speak to you, and I wish you all a successful forum. Thank you.